Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. The cast and crew of the hit musical Ain't Too Proud have returned to their home, the Imperial Theatre, for the first time in 18 months. And I caught up with some of them and Tony Award-winning director Des McAnuff as the show prepares to return to Broadway on Saturday, October 16th.
You know, there are many emotions. I just spoke to the actors and we shared stories. It was meant to be a note session. Of course, I haven't seen them perform for 18 months, so it was hardly that kind of note session. But more importantly, it was a chance to just share our experiences. And I think we all felt that the same thing, that it's this paradox of sorrow and joy. It's so joyous to look into their faces, and as you might imagine, I spent lots of time, like we all did, worrying about them. And so that joy, and yet we've all experienced, of course, a lot of loss, and it's impossible to, you can't leave those souls behind in a moment like this.
Once I walked in the door and got to see Richie, the doorman, everything just felt right. And it's overwhelming. It's been a long time coming. And to see these beautiful faces and beautiful people in this beautiful stage, this beautiful theater, it puts everything into perspective. The wait is over, and we are so ready to do this, to do our show.
It's so good. I mean, we've been blessed because we've been in the theater a few times throughout the pandemic with some of the projects and things that we were able to do. But this is different because this is those first steps back to theater. So getting to do this work session with my brothers is really cool.
I haven't been back in this theater in a year and a half. It feels fantastic. It feels like home. Also feels like, because I was only on Broadway for 2 weeks, it shut down, and then we came up here, and I'm like, I've never been up here before, so I never even got a chance to really map out the entire building, but it feels great.
So this is a big deal for you, because this is sort of like the reopening of Broadway is sort of like your opening night too.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so excited to just be here and be in the building again, seeing my dressing room that was not decorated because I didn't have time. But
you know what? It was kind of surreal walking into the theater today. Everything seemed so familiar, like we just left it, but then everything is so different. It was great just seeing my orchestra and walking into the pit, going into my dressing room, getting on stage. It was an overwhelming experience.
Unlocking your dressing room door, knowing you're back, feel like going to Oz.
It really was. It's like, because your dressing room becomes kind of like your second apartment, because you spend so much time there. So it was like, oh, yeah, okay, here's my sink. It was wonderful. Just a really good experience.
Because I saw when we first came here, the band was on stage, there were instruments on stage. That must have made you feel like, wow, we're back.
It was like, now we're back. But I think it was also just the euphoria of being able to play this music again, and just to know that it's going to be able to touch so many New Yorkers, and to get out there and we can see the audience just losing their minds on the finale and clapping along, and it's just such a wonderful feeling to be back here.
It's just been so long away, and so long without the thing that we love, and so long without our brotherhood, especially with the show. The show is about the five of us coming together, and to, we have our text thread and we have our seeing each other, but it's been lonely and it's been uncertain. So to be back and be fighting for something it's a beautiful thing.
We're coming to something brand new, and we don't know what's about to happen. But what I'm hopeful for is that we all do it, and we take our time and we do our individual parts to bring theater safely back to everyone.
We did a work session today, and it was just really, really funny just to see their faces, because we sort of turned on the music and let's see what you remember. We didn't even go at them with a slow warm up. We just turned on the music and on we went. No, but just to see that these guys are really special. They're so talented, and it's like having thoroughbreds, ready to race. I just opened those gates and they were just ready to go, and that's part of what makes this show so special, is the spirit of the company, the entire company. And I cannot wait for us to be able to, I think a lot has happened, globally, and all of us have been through so much, but I think that our show really addresses a lot of wonderful, important social matters that are pertinent. And I think that in the mixture between that and this catalog of music that is so powerful, our that combination is really thrilling. And I cannot wait for audiences to see the show, and I cannot wait to stand in the back of the theater and enjoy it with them.